We had certain things that we held as truths in the early days. We were always interested in the drought index. We were always interested in the fire danger meter because it was, and I know it's been upgraded and looked at, but MacArthur and Luke, they did a bloody good job with that thing. They really did. They had the grassland one. It told us how fast they would move, how fast they'd spread. Usually you didn't have to have it in front of you. You had an idea that it would do that. It's that knowledge of so many different things. And it was, and as I said, in that court of inquiry, I had to know all of that. And they came up against some pretty formidable people that knew their stuff. They thought bushfire brigade people were just yokels that didn't know anything, that were just idiots. But no, we proved that we had knowledge of the weather, we had knowledge of topography, we had knowledge of a whole range of things, especially rainfall deficits. We didn't know all of the story. We learnt lessons at Grays Point, we learnt lessons at Waterfall about tremendous drought, and it will happen again. That things that you thought you would put out, you can't. That these fires will probably spot further. They'll do things that you can't possibly imagine. We learnt fighting fires at Kurnell that they were terrible hard to put out because of the vegetation there. And we had a bush kept burning one night, it kept bursting into flame. Like, God. So yeah, it's that ability to learn and watch. When you look at it, it doesn't take long for the fire danger to come back up again. When you look at how many days since rain, and once you get past that, it doesn't take all that much. And if it's been dry all the way up to that point, how long is it since it's been burnt? And that's going to be a critical thing. They found that out at Janelli, an area that had never been hazard reduced with about 30 to 40 tonnes per hectare. So the rain, that was like at the Grays Point fire where it rained on us, really poured down. It didn't make any difference, and that was in a very short period of time. That was within a couple of hours. It warmed up enough to catch us all out. None of us knew. None of us I'd never seen anything, and that's the problem. I'd been fighting fires for 15 years. It didn't mean I'd seen everything or knew everything, and that's the problem, I suppose. But certainly our knowledge is greater now, and again, people's memories are very, very short. You know, they think, oh, it's been pouring. You know, have a look at the realities. It hasn't been pouring. It was 5 millimetres. You know, it was 10 millimetres. It wasn't 100 millimetres. Like if you're going to get it bucketing down for a week, well, yeah, that's going to have a big impact. Although we had a fire in Royal National Park east of Heathcote where a week after torrential rain, a National Parks crew were nearly caught and cooked. In fact, 4 of the tankers got bogged to their axles because it was so wet. And that was another, you know, the fire, it'll move across the top. It doesn't, because it's wet underneath, you can end up with a crown fire that's not dependent and it'll be ripping through the top the same as the, but yeah, certainly there are things, it's such a big picture. It's not easy, it's not an easy picture. It's not just you get a feel and stick your finger up and the wind's blowing from the west. There is a lot more to it. And not the average firefighter, they haven't got to be worried about that, and it probably goes a bit further up the line, but certainly they need to be, certain levels need to be aware of what that's going to do.